You deserve to be rewarded for watching this show, which is why we want to give you your very own Kingdom Report mug. All you have to do to win is list the phrase that pays in a comment underneath this video on our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Report on YouTube. Head on over directly following the live broadcast, and you'll be able to leave that comment underneath this video with the phrase that pays this week. The phrase that pays this week, a Christmas fantasy. A Christmas fantasy is the phrase that pays this week. You have until Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to enter the phrase that pays into a comment underneath this video on the King Report on YouTube. If you are the winner, we'll reach out to you and make sure we get that mug on its way on out to you. And you stick around. King Report Live starts right after the countdown.
Come to this happy place. Welcome.
Kicking things off with a live look outside at the beautiful sidewalk. HojoAnaheim.com Mattercam showing us the sidewalk just across the street from the Disneyland Resort. We know this is why you watch. We know this is why you tune in. And if you are watching the video version of our show, we know you come for compelling content like this sidewalk outside of the Howard Johnson. And my friends, it's great to be back with you. Hi, everybody. Wade for the Kingdom Report. Rocking and rolling once again. Welcome to Kingdom Report Live. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss an update whenever we've got them for you. And if you're watching the live broadcast or you're watching later on demand, hit the thumbs up button. It means an awful lot. Or if you are listening to us after the fact, please make sure that you rate and review the podcast wherever you get your podcast. That also means an awful lot. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you. It is a wonderful time of year, and we are so grateful to be a part of your weekend and be a part of your December. That's for sure. Who's we? You're probably asking yourself that question. Well, two fine feathered friends here with us today. We have the theme park analyst known as Tinseltown Tyler Crouch.
Oh.
That's me.
Woo! Mr. Tinseltown. That's right.
That's right.
And then we have Christmas Claus herself, travel agent Katrina Manzone.
Christmas claws.
Oh, yeah. She's got
my
those
goodness.
claws.
We're
Whoa.
like doing Nightmare Before Christmas type claws.
Look out for them
Yeah,
claws.
watch out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hi.
Merry Claus.
Yeah.
And you two caught up on the Santa Clauses series now on Disney+?
We are
Oh,
caught
yeah.
up.
We
Episode 4, down in Who's the Hand? I have an idea.
As do I.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I know as well. It's been pretty good so far. I actually am enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm loving the jokes. I'm
Yeah.
loving
Yeah.
the questions that they're exploring about Santa Claus lore, and so much more to, I think, the idea of Santa Claus that the movies have never touched on. Now this series over on Disney Plus, certainly exploring all of those things that I think many of us, as we've grown into adults, have always wondered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's actually
nice.
pretty fun. I like how they have like La Befana in there because I was like, at first, like
Right.
they go into the I don't know, the cabin, and I was like, who is this La Befana? Like she has a funny accent, and then next thing you know, they call her La Befana. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That
The
makes
Italian
sense.
Christmas
The
witch. Yes.
Yeah, so it's really funny to have that in there. I think that's cute.
I thought the only place I could ever meet her was Italy at Epcot.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought too.
I was thinking
There
about
she
that
is.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we've incorporated even more of sort of the Santa lore from
Yeah.
around the world into the North Pole. I think that's so cool.
We haven't had her yet. We've had like Mother Nature.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
had Father Time.
I'm glad there's no
right?
tooth fairy so far or anything.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I didn't mean to bring it downer. Let's talk about the
Ah.
sidewalk again. That's exciting for everyone.
It's definitely something we don't have to worry about. Yeah, that sidewalk. It's the foundation of everything.
Every
Yeah.
single time we turn this live stream on, I feel like we're like, oh, please don't be on the sidewalk. And,
Yeah.
So
Check
if
out that
anybody
sidewalk.
wants to be on the show, you know where to stand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
Right
stand there
outside.
right at noon, and maybe you'll be on Kingdom Report.
Right outside the
PG
Hojo
sign.
Anaheim. You bet. Yeah, right off of Harbor Boulevard there in front of Disneyland. And also joining us is the Golden Goose himself, reporter Garrett Hassel. Happy holidays, friend.
Oh, look at that bow.
Happy holidays. I got a few special
Oh, my.
Christmas here.
Oh, wow, doing it up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Zoom does
Oh.
not know what to do.
Yeah, they're not
Green
sure
screen
what's
doesn't
happening
like me.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and it's not the Tooth Fairy, it's the Mullinator. Just
That's
to
right.
make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
Oh, I'm
everyone
so
understands
sorry.
that. Like, please, if you're going to, talk about holiday spirits, the Mullinator, it was changed as of, Santa Claus 2.
Santa voted for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
He knew.
fair.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta grab his
wondering.
wings. Gotta grab his little wings.
Got to grab those
That's
wings. That's
secret.
right.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried
Say
and
catch
wipe
'em.
that one out of my memory. That
Aw.
movie is not my favorite.
And
I
the
thought
Easter Bunny.
I thought the
Yeah.
reindeer looked pretty good. The auto animatronic reindeer. I thought that was like pretty high quality.
I thought that was
honestly.
really them.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I like
Yeah,
that.
they-
I like that better than in the new show. They just have like the CG reindeer, and I miss the puppet reindeer.
It's hard
for
to
sure.
tell, really.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
It's all-
Could
it's
be
all-
the real thing.
It's all Christmas magic.
Never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a great series. Have you been able to check in on the Santa Clauses yet, Garrett? You're a busy man.
No. I'm very behind on Disney Plus. I haven't even watched She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, or Andor. So that's like when I don't know in a week or two. That's when I can just like hunker down and just completely surround myself in a blanket, hot cocoa, and just binge watch every Disney Plus show. So that way, Bob Iger visits me on Christmas Eve and delivers me some
Ooh.
presents because he is. He could be Santa Claus because
He's
I don't
your
know,
Santa.
Miracles happen
Oh.
as we saw a few weeks ago. So maybe he is Santa Claus as well. He can do just about anything.
Floating in on pixie dust.
That's true.
The
Mhm.
Disney spirit.
I would say Miss Marvel is
Yeah.
better than Hulk. That's for
Oh,
sure.
but instead of reindeer,
Mhm.
he gets pulled by the seven dwarves.
Oh, I like
think that's
that.
fitting. Yeah, I like that too.
Interesting. Who would be the lead? Doc?
Dopey, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
reason why
Fair.
it takes a while to get around the world. Dopey sometimes gets confused, gets distracted.
Mm.
Because Grumpy at the front would just be like probably running into airplanes, and that's
Oh.
just not
Commit
safe
suicide?
for the FIA.
Is that what's
No.
happening?
You think that's
no,
what Grumpy
no,
is?
no, no,
Suicidal?
no, because they're supernatural, so it would just be like a little like a little fleck. But yeah, Grumpy would not be the best.
Mm.
Sleepy, absolutely not.
I think whoever.
No, you don't want him at the head of the,
No
of the
kidding.
line.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
No, that would be the worst one. You're right.
Yeah.
I think whoever drinks the most and turns the most red is going to be at the front. We
I don't-
need some red.
Is
at
that
the-
Drunky?
just-
Is Drunky the
Drunky.
eighth elf?
Oh.
The eighth dwarf?
Yeah,
I
I
only
was-
knew of Stealthy, but he died.
I always thought it was
Stealthy?
Norris, the eighth dwarf.
Stealthy?
That's no.
What?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time. You ever heard of the part
Oh,
of the
I
eight?
never watched
No.
the show.
Once
I'm
upon a
sorry.
time is not canon. I'm
Hello?
sorry.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, we need to check in on that sidewalk again. How's it doing out there at the Hojo Anaheim?
Anybody out there?
Matter Cam. Anybody out there for us? Well, folks, we have all kinds of great stories to touch on from coast to coast, Disneyland to Disney World. This is where we wrap up some of the biggest stories of the week and share them with you. It's time for the Disney News Review. Disney News Review time. Taking a look at some of the biggest stories of the week coming out of the Walt Disney Company. Kicking things off with the news out of the Disneyland Resort as they have announced many dates coming up that you can perhaps plan a trip around. In fact, CN Traveler reports that the new Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway attraction located inside Mickey's Toontown will open on January 27th, just in time for the start of Disney 100, the 100-year celebration taking place at the Disneyland Resort. The rest of Toontown will be opening on March the 8th, 2023, and 2 new nighttime spectaculars are set to light up the sky when Disney 100 kicks off. So will a new nighttime spectacular called Wondrous Journeys, that is also coming our way, and the show will feature nods to every Walt Disney Animation Studios film to date and a heartwarming new song called It's Wondrous. Over at Disney California Adventure World of Color, 1 will highlight the storytelling legacy of Walt Disney. The show will tell an entirely new story that will show off courageous and inspiring Disney characters, with the show's concept art displaying characters like Mirabel from Encanto, Mufasa, and Simba from The Lion King, and Miguel from Coco. With the new show comes a new original song, Start a Wave. And finally, the Magic Happens Parade will return to Disneyland on February the 24th after an initial run of just a few weeks before the COVID-19 pandemic shut down daily theme park operations. And Katrina, now with dates in place, do you feel like the Disney 100 celebration will be something worth planning a trip around for, say, a family of 4?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, you have brand new shows, castles being redone, you get a brand new ride, and I'm sure they're going to announce like food and stuff, especially like, like the item. There's going to be merchandise. There's going to be churros. Like, that's going to happen in like the next couple weeks. They're going to start announcing all that stuff once they get the merchandise in. But yeah, I would definitely say this is like the perfect time to kind of go and see what's going on. And then if you live in Southern California and you want to take like a little vacay, you get discounted rates because they have like the new tickets out right now. So it's kind of like a win-win. And then also I'd probably take advantage if I had a family of 4, I'd probably take advantage of the dessert party for World of Color, just so you guys can like sit, relax, and that you have a guaranteed seat. And then like the little ones get like a little fun cup. So they have like a little like, I don't know, memory of seeing the show. Maybe they're going to have new cups because they're not going to like for the 100th maybe. And then you get like really fun. You get mom and dad can have a couple drinks, and then you get little snacky foods and stuff. So I would say that's like, I would totally do it. So maybe they'll do like a dessert package or some kind of like dining package for the parade in Disneyland, possibly. Magic can happen on that one.
I would love to see that myself.
But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's the perfect time to go. If it was like one new thing, I'd be like, I would wait for it, but there's so many new things happening that I'm really excited about. So you should totally go.
And essentially bringing back a parade that we could, I guess, call brand new for the 2 weeks worth of people that saw it, right? Yeah. Outside of them, nobody else has seen it. So
yeah,
still count myself among the very, very fortunate to have sort of maneuvered my way on into the crowds on that very first week to go check it out myself. And yeah, who would have thought that just a few short weeks later, the world would change and we would never see that parade again.
So sad.
It is wild, yeah.
It's so crazy. So yeah, it's definitely worth going then. You know what I mean? It's like a coveted thing that no one really got to see. Maybe a handful of people in 3 weeks, and that was it.
So quick.
So
fast. And we did ask you over on the Kingdom Report YouTube community page specifically about whether or not the Disney 100 Years of Wonder celebration would make you want to book a trip to the Disneyland Resort in 2023. Here's what you said. 41% of you said, yeah, sounds like fun. 26% of you said, I'll visit, but not because of Disney 100. And 33% of you said, I will not be visiting in 2023. Was kind of surprised by that 33% there, but I understand it can be expensive. And certainly if it's something that you are looking to do as more details become available, as Katrina was mentioning, there's now more being offered than at any time in recent memory, especially since the parks have reopened and now in this sort of post-pandemic life, if you will, that Disney is trying to put together. This is probably the most normal it has seemed and the most normal it has looked in a long time. So if you want to get yourself a little Disney 100 magic in you, you do need to make your way on out to the Disneyland Resort again, starting in mid-January for the Disney 100 celebration. And Tyler, how confident are you in the Disney 100 celebration, especially after what many feel was a milestone that fell flat for Disney World's 50th anniversary?
Well, I'm definitely feeling a lot better about it than I did the 50th anniversary. I mean, we all knew from the beginning that that wasn't going to be able to be anywhere close to what they were maybe planning, or we always knew it was going to fall pretty flat. But this one, at least, we've got some new stuff coming, and it sounds like it's going to be some good stuff. I'm ready to watch magic happen. Finally, and for the longest time we had the joke magic happened.
Yes.
And it's like, and now it's finally, I have my chance to catch it. So I'm very excited about that. It's always cool to see like a new World of Color as well. I think that although like the idea of World of Color is cool, it's never been like all of the variations. I've never really loved World of Color. I never sat and watched it. Like it just didn't jive with me for some reason. I think I like more of the fireworks, or like more Phantasmic that has like the live actors and the special effects and stuff, whereas I don't know, World of Color just always seems like a lot to deal with for what it is. But I always like it when they come out with a new show, because that's fun for me to see something brand new. So I'm just excited for brand new things. I'm curious if they're going to put up like decorations around the park. As Katrina said, of course, we're going to have like specialty food and things like that. So, I mean, I think it sounds like it's going to be fun. And like, as a side note too, they're coming out with that Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoon that I think should be a lot of fun to watch. And maybe we'll see some more Oswald in California Adventure. I would love that. Because he has been absent for a little while, I feel like. So maybe he'll poke his little 100-year head up.
Yeah. Come on, Oswald. We're all waiting for you. You let us know. Are you going to make a trip on out to the Disney 100 celebration at the Disneyland Resort in 2023? We'd love to hear from you. Leave it in our comments, please. Moving along now. Disney CEO Bob Iger has commented on several major issues in his Return to Disney town hall that was held earlier this past week. The Disney blog reports that during Disney CEO Bob Iger's Welcome Back town hall to the company, he commented on some of the following issues of note. In speaking to employees, Iger acknowledged it has been a challenging time for everyone involved. While away from the company, he said it was easier to view the company through the eyes of the consumer. That is one of the best things I've ever heard, because no doubt after 15 long years as the leader of the company, certainly it's hard to do that when you are the foremost authority in the organization. So being able to see things as a consumer is pretty dang important. When asked about the hiring freeze previous CEO Bob Chapek announced on November the 11th, Iger said that would stay in place for the time being until he could reassess its cost structure. And during his last stint as CEO, he bought Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Fox for Disney. But in regards to the rumors regarding Apple that we covered here in a recent broadcast, Iger said that at this time, Disney won't be pursuing any major acquisitions in the near future, nor would they be selling anything. He said he's comfortable with Disney's current set of assets. A question was also asked about the unpopular theme park reservation system. Iger said he hasn't used the system and that he would want to speak with Josh D'Amaro, chairperson of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, before making any other comments about it. And Garrett Iger said he hasn't used the theme park reservation system, but would be talking with Josh D'Amaro about it before commenting further there. By saying that, is this about to be the most unpopular thing Josh will finally have to own, assuming that it's kept in place?
At least publicly, we don't really know the full scale of what Josh has set into place or what Chapek had said. But being the chairman of the Parks and Experiences, you've got to own up to something. So, yeah, and doing a name mention like that, like saying, "Oh, I've got to talk to Josh," like that is a huge sort of like eye-opening thing for Josh to be like, "Oh boy, I didn't think this would catch up to me." Because if it was just like, I'll have to research it and think about it. It's completely different than when he's pointing names, which means Josh is kind of in a hot seat. But I think it is going to be an area where Josh has to own up to and be like, "Hey, you know what? We put this in place initially due to the pandemic, but I don't know why we've kept it around." And he could always point to Chapek, but I think the best thing is if it is your fault, own up to it. That's the best way to set the thing straight and move forward. If you just point the blame like how we've heard Chapek did with the CFO, it never looked good for anyone. So I would say, yeah, own up to it, Josh, if it is you. I think the bigger thing is who's responsible for Genie Plus, because I think that causes more headaches and frustrations than the reservation system. Yes, the reservation system is complicated, and yes, it can be frustrating, especially when for myself and people and like my friends, if we all wanted to go on the same day, we would sometimes either have to wait until like there was a spot and try and sneak in, such as like just keep refreshing the app a bunch of times. And you might get lucky, you might not. There were even times where when I would be in the parks to do this show, the reservation wouldn't be there, and I'd be like, all right, time to pivot and come up with something else. So the reservation system, I think it's good in certain situations, such as the like around the holidays. I think it'd be nice to tell, hey, this park is full, please do not come. We've already hit our max. But in a normal day like today, you do not need a reservation on the 3rd of December. It's not that crazy yet. However, Christmas Day is one thing, but to go back to the original question, Josh will have to own up to this. And if he is the cause of it, better have a dang good explanation, or, Iger's going to, he might be coming after you and might replace you. We've already seen this happen with Chapek's second in command. Josh has been with the company for several years now, and Iger knows him personally, so maybe he can set the record straight and figure out what's going on. But the reservation system is definitely a area of frustration for not only cast members but also guests.
Everybody across the board that would like to visit, no doubt, becomes more and more problematic as time goes on, and frustrating for people that are trying to plan out trips that might not always be able to get the days that they would like to visit. In addition to that, with the Genie Plus, as you mentioned, complicating things even further in any sort of visit to a Disney theme park, not only upcharging in many regards for an experience that at one time was free as an option, but now also something that you need to get up extra early for, and you need to try and book out as quickly as possible, those sorts of things. So I think it's interesting to hear Bob Iger mention that he's been away for a while, so it's allowed him to see things through the eyes of the consumer, and then also says, I haven't really used these things yet. I think it would be great for him to go to a theme park. Go to a theme park without an entourage, without a guide, without guest relations escorting you everywhere. Show up, and I know, keep your security because you're a very notable face, and I'm sure everybody would like to get at you, but show up and try to enjoy a day like any other person with the tools that you have provided the consumer, and see what that's like, Bob. I encourage you to go see what that's like. No doubt Josh Tomorrow seems to have a good understanding of all of it, and I'm sure he's used it himself and probably has some great positive things to say, but he's also the chairman of the brand, and that's helping to rake in an extra load of cash.
Back in the day, didn't Michael Eisner and Frank Wells both go to the park as guests for a day just to experience what it's like and actually talk to guests? Because when you're in a corporate suite, you don't see what's going on at the level of the cast members. So I think every executive, whether it's at Disney, Universal, or wherever, should actually be a guest for a day, see what it's like, see where the frustrations are, where the joys are. Because I used to think the old school system at Disneyland, such as, the old school paper fast passes, or even the Max Pass, I was like, man, this makes my day so much easier. I don't have to plan things out. I can just, click and go whenever. And I have more free time versus, Genie Plus, you're just, all right, I've got 5 hours to wait for this. Great. Or, pay $25 per person and you have a group of 8 to go on Dumbo. I know that's not a real example, but you can understand the frustration. So I think Iger coming back and seeing it as a consumer, but now getting to address it as a member of the team will definitely change some things. Things are going to get shooken up for sure, but I think it'll be all further the better.
It's a great show for Genie Plus, Undercover Boss, Disney edition.
Oh, they should do Undercover Boss. I like that.
I want Iger and a mustache.
Yeah,
and like some wild like frosted tips. I think he would look
frosted
good.
tips,
Frosted tips,
really thick framed glasses and everything, and just looking very different.
Give him some earrings.
Love that idea.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And I think you're right. Garrett Eisner was often seen in the theme parks with his family, especially his kids. They were very much of theme park age as he was CEO for a very long time, and no doubt he had his kids grow up while he was CEO, and often took those kids to the park, threw on a baseball cap, and went and experienced it himself. He's quite fond of telling those stories, in fact, and I know that it was also something that we met many presidents ago at the Disneyland Resort was also quite fond of. He would show up on the weekends and run around in his cargo shorts like a real dad, and he would stand and wait in line, and he would get fast pass like everybody else just to see and experience what everybody else was. And now he's running Cedar Fair and Knott's Berry Farm and the conglomerate that runs Knott's. So
I've seen him a couple times at Knott's Berry Farm.
how about that?
Yeah.
He's always like, I feel like every time we like run in there, he's always there. Like someone says like, oh, we saw like whatever today, and I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. You'd think it'd be easy for them though to be like, hey, why don't we just go in and see what it's like? Doesn't seem that hard,
Right.
but you know, all right. Fine.
Yeah, and if they do, there's usually an entourage and a photographer to document the journey, to show that they were there.
Yeah.
To document the fact that they stepped foot in one of those parks, by God. And it was always fascinating, especially to see different chairmen of parks and resorts come and go, and the ones that you can tell cared showed up without an entourage to enjoy the place. Josh Tomorrow being one of those people, as a matter of fact. He almost never has an entourage when he's in the parks. However, Jay
People
Rizzullo.
recognize him though, so there is like favoritism in certain ways, obviously.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if he showed up as like a normal person, like I'm sure for parades and stuff, he's not going to try to like squeeze in to try to find a spot and like wait there. They're probably going to be like, oh, you can come over here, you know, like easy favoritism. So it's not going to be that hard. Or like, you know, like, is he going to use Genie Plus?
Probably not.
No.
Slaps on the skinny jeans and hops on Dumbo, Garrett.
Absolutely. You know, Josh could pull off the skinny jeans and riding Dumbo. Like, the hard part is when you're at the top of the Disney food chain, you're so recognized in the parks.
Yeah.
Like someone like, you know, Bob Chapek, like you would be able to see him for miles from the sun hitting his skull. But Josh Tomorrow, you know, he's a tall guy. He's got a recognizable face. Same with Bob Iger. I think some of the other executives that aren't as commonplace names, they should go out there and experience it if they are involved with the parks, because I think it gives a different perspective. But I would love to one day run into, you know, Bob Iger just like there with his family. I wouldn't want to take up his time, but just seeing him being a guest would, I don't know, it's like man, it's like when you see your teachers in the real world, you're like, wow, they actually.
I would never talk to my teachers if I saw them in the real world. I always turn around and
Bob Iger is
run
a different
away.
kind of teacher. Bob Iger is the kind of teacher that I watch on Masterclass, so I'm
He's the
happy
cool
to see him
teach.
in real
He's the
life.
cool teacher.
Yeah.
Him and his wife,
he is.
Willow
Approachable.
Bay.
Mm-hmm.
What a name.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
and,
place.
And the
Willow
reason he got
Bay.
the job for CEO because she didn't want him to be president. Simple and easy.
Yep. That's, when the wife wants you to do something, you do it. Happy wife. Happy
Or
life.
does she have some other
Take notes,
underlying
Tyler.
thing,
I was like, don't say anything.
This guy over here.
Happy. And speaking of Tyler, Iger mentioned the hiring freeze will stay in place, and they are not likely to sell any assets, according to him. What will Disney cut or adjust to become more profitable? It's a big problem right now, and certainly something that he's coming back into the fray of to try and make Disney more profitable with all of the tumultuous financial times that Disney is having to deal with at the moment.
Yeah, you know, for the last couple of years now, we've had a guy in charge that I don't think understood. I think he understood the product, like, okay, but I don't think he understood why people enjoyed the product, or I don't think he understood, like, who the people were that were coming to their movies and coming to the theme parks and seeing, you know, giving him money, you know. He was the type of person that, you know, he has said, like, oh, I don't think cartoons are for adults, you know, they're just for kids, like just things like that, which just to me feels so crazy disconnected from what, you know, is happening with his company. It's just amazing to me because the whole goal of Disney should be to, you know, make magic happen for all ages, for families, you know, whoever it is. And I know they like to get them while they're young and then have them keep getting older. But that's the thing, right? Is if you get them while they're young, they're going to turn into adults and they're still your they're still your patrons, you know. But anyway, that's a long aside for like, I think what they really need to do is just change public perception at this point. We're like at this pivotal moment where everybody thinks Chapek, he didn't know what he was doing. Everybody disliked him. And I think that Iger has the opportunity to come in here and just kind of understand who we all are and start making the cast members feel more like, you know, real valuable people, which they are. And I think we can change the perception around, and, you know, even by giving more control to the studios like they recently did by, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy they let go of with Chapek.
Peter Rice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, I just think that making people feel more valuable is going to make the company explode. They're going to start being more creative. We're going to start having better guest service. You know, the guests are just going to feel better about spending their money there, because let's face it, like, things are so expensive sometimes that you just feel kind of gross about spending your money there. Like, it's just hard not to. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, this parfait is like $12. That's insane. So I think they just really need to work on the perception. That's the number one thing that needs to be adjusted.
Perception. Absolutely. And you let us know anything from the town hall comments that Bob Iger made upon his return pique your interest. Anything that you hope you see more of in the near future from him. We'd love to hear from you. Leave it in our comments. We got some great news coming out of the Disneyland Resort. Ticket prices are discounted for some SoCal residents that would like to take advantage of it. ABC7 says that the Disneyland Resort has announced a special ticket offer for residents in Southern California. For a limited time, eligible locals can save on the purchase of a 3-day, 1 park per day weekday ticket. Tickets are as low as $73 per person per day. And the tickets are good for any 3 eligible weekdays starting January 9th through May 25th of next year. And of course, are subject to park reservation ability. And Katrina, this is the annual ticket deal going into a new year that we usually hear about around this time. It's been said behind the scenes that Bob Iger sort of been alarmed by the high cost of ticket prices to the parks. How likely do you think it is that we see more discounts going into 2023?
I don't really think there's going to be a lot of discounts. You know, like you're not going to go back on prices for normal day tickets and stuff. And then they always do this and like beginning of the year type deal for SoCal residents. They all that's what they always do. In one form or another, and then they kind of bring it back maybe around April or something too, just for like a couple, like a month or something, and it's like slightly different, but again, like they know that the weekdays are always dead especially after Christmas and stuff. All the decorations are out, which I'm kind of shocked about though, because the 100th starts January 27th, so I'm actually surprised that they actually have it going on until like March, which I was like, ooh, interesting. But they kind of know that it's going to be dead still. But I don't think that they're going to like discount any further. But I do think that they're not going to raise ticket prices at the beginning of the year. I would hope, because usually they raise it like about 2 times a year. Mm-hmm. And so I'm hoping that maybe around like the second quarter, they're not going to raise their ticket prices, and they're just going to keep them what it is until like maybe next October, and then slowly raise it to kind of like help with the inflation of the prices and stuff. If that makes any sense.
I can see that happening. And certainly as we watch, sort of Walt Disney World 2 continue to burst at the seams when it comes to theme park capacity and folks wanting to visit the destination. I think we're not going to see too many discounts going into the new year unless they absolutely have to.
They might do like some kind of interesting ticket package where they're not losing a lot of money, but still gaining people to like stay at the hotels, because their hotels right now are like stupid expensive.
Right.
We were looking yesterday just for fun, and it's like Christmas at the Grand Californian for like the crap room is $900 a night. I'm not even kidding. Like you're gonna get a tree. That's your view, probably, or some kind of wall, and it's $900 a night. So maybe they're thinking about maybe trying to do some kind of ticket package so they can still earn money and then make you kind of buy it. That'd be kind of fun, or actually start doing more like room promotions for people, like not tickets necessarily, but more annual pass holder discounts. Because honestly, they really don't have any. They've never brought the the Disney Plus discounts to Disneyland before to get people to come and stay. They've done the Disney Plus discounts over in Florida, but never in Disneyland yet.
That's a good point.
So I'm curious if they're maybe going to try to bring that in and incorporate it, because they did like a silent Disney Visa promotion, and they never promoted it. It was only Disney Visa cardholders got an email. And then that's how one of my clients like kind of messaged me being like, hey, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course I'll call, but like I never knew about it because I'm not a cardholder, but usually they like to promote that stuff. But under Chapek, he kind of wanted to like slide it under the table so people didn't know about it. But anyway, so I'm hoping that they'll do some kind of like room and ticket package or something in that form to help people out.
The high cost of magic, that's for sure. $900
Whew.
for a crap room. That's a quote.
Quote it, print it, put it on a billboard. I'm sticking with it.
Pretty expensive, that's for sure. And you let us know, are you going to be taking advantage of these discounted tickets at the Disneyland Resort? Are you local enough to be able to take advantage of it? We'd love to hear from you. Jumping out to Walt Disney World now, big news by way of Splash Mountain. Some of the biggest news of this week, in fact, is that they are getting ready to shut down Splash Mountain forever. In fact, it is official by way of Disney World. Cinema Blend's Dirk Libby reports that Disney Parks confirm Walt Disney World's version of Splash Mountain will close forever, January 23rd, 2023. Only the closing date for Walt Disney World was given, so it appears that the Disneyland version of Splash Mountain has not been set for closure quite yet. That being said, both versions of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is what it is being rethemed to, have been set for a late 2024 grand opening. So the Disneyland version of the ride is unlikely to stay open much longer. The closing info came along with new details about the first scene of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. New concept art was released that showed Tiana introducing guests to a gang of animals who will apparently be key players in the story of the ride, which will act as a sequel to the film. With Walt Disney World Splash Mountain going down first, one assumes that means probably that it will see its version of Tiana's Bayou Adventure open first as well. Technically speaking, anytime in the second half of 2024 qualifies as, quote, late 2024. So we could see the Orlando ride open in midsummer or early fall, with the Disneyland version coming later in the year. Garrett, with the Princess and the Frog infusion coming to this iconic mountain at Magic Kingdom, what sort of elements would you like to see this overhaul bring? No doubt we've talked about it several years ago when Disney sort of just pulled the trigger and said, hey, we're retheming Splash Mountain all of a sudden. It kind of surprised everybody because it just came out of left field at a time that was certainly playing along the deep tensions in societal functions at that moment. And now, all these years later, we're still waiting for this thing to show up. Now we officially have a date in which Splash Mountain is being closed down, and then of course later in 2024, as mentioned, the Tiana version coming to life. What sort of elements do you want to see? What kind of a ride do you want to see? No doubt the mountain is going to remain in place, but you hoping they change anything different from within?
Well, I'm fully expecting it to be a water attraction.
What?
Whoa!
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of wild. Who would have thought of a Bayou on tracks? No, I can still remember the several shows where I was positioned in front of Splash Mountain doing the live show, and also the several vlogs I'd done where I was reporting on it. And it was, man, it seems like it was yesterday when it was like 2 years ago, honestly. But I have two areas that I want to sort of, I don't know, be creative with. On the ride, I fully expect the queue to be transformed and have, sort of either some jazz music or some sort of, fun Southern tones to it, just some fun, lively music and, full paint job. I'm sure that they're going to take some of the audio animatronics that they can and, use them again. They did it the first time when, they took the characters from, the American Celebration and turned it into Splash Mountain all those years ago out at Disneyland. So I would expect that, but they really need to do a great musical score. Everyone has I've seen several videos putting up oh, when you're going up to right before the drop, it's Friends on the other side, then you drop down, and then it's The final song is down in New Orleans on the steamboat. So I'm sure several of the big elements will remain on the ride just because they're so big that to move them out would probably cost more money than to, just reuse them in another way. So I expect that. I really hope that the audio animatronics that they use of Tiana, Naveen, and Lewis are the quality that they have out at Tokyo Disney, not the Frozen Adventure at Norway. Don't get me wrong, I love having a weird off-colored face with a different skin tone for the neck and arms and all that, but if Disney really wants to, set the bar and be able to compete against Epic Universe, which is around the corner, they need to bring in high quality experiences like what Tokyo Disney has done into the attraction. So I think it's going to be a water ride. It's going to have some musical elements. They've mentioned that there is going to be a brand new song, so I fully expect that. I don't think it's going to be a retelling of the movie, which a lot of people have speculated. From everything I've read and seen, it's supposed to be what happens after. So
Right,
I
a
don't think
sequel.
Ray's going to be there.
Yeah.
What?
No spoilers.
I'm so sorry. Well, we don't know yet. But I don't expect to see Ray popping up. But you might hear his voice in the background, to sort of like, oh, Ray's coming down to visit just with no Evangeline. But I hope that area kind of changes. I would love for a Tiana and Naveen meet and greet or a Lewis meet and greet to come out of that area, because Woody and Jesse used to meet over there, and I love that meet and greet. It was a lot of fun, but it was like Toy Story with Splash Mountain, but then there's Big Thunder. It kind of was all kind of weird. But a Tiana or just a Princess and the Frog in general meet and greet would be great. You can even have Dr. Facilier show up. And I would honestly love one day for there to be a Tiana's Palace somewhere in the Magic Kingdom. It's more likely going to happen at Disneyland, but I would love a place to get some beignets and just like something similar to what you might see at Café du Monde in New Orleans, just some authentic Southern food. Because you got Pecos Bills, and you can get a solid taco and burrito there, kind of. But I would love, some po' boys, some jambalaya, beignets, just the works. I think they can transform that whole area, but I'll just stick with having a nice new attraction with some nice new additions on there. Give it a nice paint job. Don't just make it look like, oh, it's a how they'll do a Christmas overlay on Space Mountain. I don't want to see an overlay. I want it to
Space
feel
Christmas.
Like it's a brand, yeah, Space Christmas. I want to feel like it's a brand new attraction that just got built, not something that's been there for 3 decades plus and it's just being used to, help. I want it to feel real, and Wade, we've talked about this before, where we wish Tiana could have her own attraction that wasn't Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
But we're not at the top just yet. We got to wait for Tyler to get that CEO role, then we can push our agenda forward.
Put us into power.
But I'm
put me
excited
in
to
the
see it
middle of
happen. But I could fully expect 2025, honestly, for this attraction to open, because it was like Guardians of the Galaxy is coming soon, like 4 years later. Or I remember Ratatouille coming out spring 2021.
Oh, what about Tron?
Well, I mean, we had a lot of things happen that slowed down that progress.
Winners don't make excuses.
Oh,
okay.
geez.
Winners
boy.
also don't get people
Pandemic,
killed.
no, you worked through that stuff. No, I hope that with now Bob Iger at the top, and he can use his leadership and get the Imagineers moving a little bit more productively than how JPEG had them, that this attraction comes fast, it comes put together quite nicely, and won't run into issues like we've seen when attractions do open up, such as all Galaxy's Edge. So
The whole thing.
We'll wait and see, but it's going to be a bayou of a time.
Woo! And as Ray says, loves his women with the big back porch. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Good way to
want
finish
that
that
to be-
one.
Mhm.
I want a T-shirt that says that.
Please do.
Yeah, please wear that
Oh.
T-shirt to Disney.
I will own that T-shirt. Give me that T-shirt. I will own that. I'll even wear a hat, and it's like, don't make me lap my butt, and then it's like his little toot. Like I'll raise my dude.
His Belle Evangeline. I tell you what. Well, you let us know. Are you looking forward to the new version of Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure? We know it has split the Disney population. A lot of people are sad to see Splash Mountain go, but excited to see the new and improved version of Splash Mountain. We now know that the Magic Kingdom is getting started on it first, so let us know. Is that something you're going to go out of your way for? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Walt Disney World has also recently rolled out their Hey Disney digital device. It is something across Walt Disney World Resort that will soon be in every room. Click Orlando reports that Walt Disney World announced that it has started rolling out its all-new Hey Disney Alexa voice assistant technology. First announced last year, Hey Disney lets guests at Walt Disney World Resort hotels do a number of things, including ask questions, fulfill special room requests, get weather updates, ask for fireworks show times, interact with beloved Disney characters, and so much more by simply saying, "Hey Disney!" Disney said the new technology is being rolled out first in limited rooms at the Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. The Hey Disney voice assistant.
Hello? Hello?
Michael.
I wish
Michael,
I had
please.
Michael Eisner's voice.
That would be kind of incredible, wouldn't it? Hey, Disney. Hello, Michael. Voice Assistant was developed from the ground up by Disney, featuring original character voice recordings and audio with over 1,000 magical interactions to discover, as well as a brand new character created as a guide, rather. The Disney Magical Companion is on its way to rooms across Disney World. And Tyler, as a Walt Disney World Resort guest, is this something you yourself would use? And if so, what for?
I don't know, man. Okay. First of all, I have like a Google Assistant. I have an Alexa at the house.
So
things
you
like
do
that.
use one at home.
So I do like
That
Google
type of
Assistant.
technology.
I use it. I use it to like turn the lights on and off sometimes. Like that's honestly mostly what I use it for.
So lazy.
So that is a good plus. I like that.
Alexa?
I look at the time and the weather on the Alexa sometimes, but I don't really. Alexa will do the thing too, where it's like, I will know well beforehand that my Amazon package was delivered, and then Amazon makes the doo doo, or Alexa makes a little doo doo. Yeah, sure, like that. And I'm like, yeah, thanks for nothing, Alexa. The package was here like 5 hours ago. But anyway, I just. For some reason, it weirds me out a little bit that they're going to have this type of thing like in a hotel room.
Oh, they're going to listen to you.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's I don't know why I'm okay
Big
with it at my
Mickey is
house.
watching.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm okay with it at my house, but then the hotel room factor kind of freaks me out. But I don't know. I think I'll goof around with it a little bit, you know.
Hey, Disney!
Yeah, I'll Hey Disney it up a bit and
Give me a
see, like,
toothbrush.
see what kind of thing. Because, you know, I will say they have, like, on the... Oh gosh! Now, how come I can't remember the name of the hotel? The Star Wars hotel, the
Star Cruiser,
the
Galactic Star Cruiser?
Yeah, let's say it right.
The Hotel of Hotels.
Yeah.
My brain is broken. But I know they have that like robot lady that you can talk to in your hotel room there, and that always seemed really neat to me. Maybe you can have some funny interactions with Disney characters. That would be kind of interesting to play around with a little bit. But
Talk to former CEOs.
yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Bob Chapek on Hey Disney. That would be fun, huh?
Can we do that?
But I don't know. I guess I wonder if this is also their way of trying to cut labor a little bit too, because if you're going to be like, hey, Disney, send me a toothbrush, then, you know, you don't have to talk to a person on the phone, you know, or hey, Disney, send me some towels, you know. So I guess
we have waited on hold for a very long
Yeah.
time sometimes when we like need something on the phone, and so we just call and I'm like literally on the phone for like 20 minutes, and then I put the phone down so I can continue doing stuff but like listen to it,
And then eventually you hear,
and then I hear
Hello?
and I'm like ah, and then I run to it and I'm like yes, of course, yes,
Yeah.
and then I kind of forget what I called for. So this
Yeah.
might help a little bit.
Yeah, it might help a little bit, but I don't see myself ever using it to be like, hey, Disney, where do I take the bus to Magic Kingdom or anything like that? Or like, what ride is great for children in Magic Kingdom? Like, I would never, it doesn't seem like it would be useful for
I
that
mean, you can
sort
turn
of thing.
the TV on, and it also tells you the
Yeah,
weather
all that
and
info,
the
right?
park information. So
Yeah. I guess more information is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, actually, because I
maybe
feel like
people
it
don't
kind
want
of
to press a
ruins...
button. They just want to say, "Hey, Disney."
hey, Disney, read my kid a bedtime story.
I feel like that's one of the things that makes Genie Plus worse than Max Packs, actually, is that it tries to hold your hand too much. So too much hand holding can be a bad thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever see myself using this, you know, that much. I would probably probably put like a towel over it and turn it the opposite direction.
It's not only listening,
Put it
it's
in a
watching.
drawer.
Just unplug
very
it. Yeah,
scary.
put it next to the Bible. Yeah.
Put those two next to each other. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll cancel it out. Yeah,
Oh,
right,
man.
that's, yes, hit it with the Bible, and maybe it'll go away. But let us know if you are planning on using Hey Disney on your next Walt
Hello?
Disney World. Your next Walt Disney World trip. We'd love to hear from you. And stick around. More Kingdom Report Live for you next. Remember those carefree days of childhood where the magic still existed? When you didn't feel guilty about eating mountains of cereal with, we'll just say, questionable nutrition? Well, now you can have your cereal and you can eat it too. Because Magic Spoon has re-engineered that same great taste with grown-up ingredients for an absolutely game-changing Cereal 2.0. I adore cereal. I treasure cereal. It's one of my favorite things to eat, but I just can't justify eating mounds of sugar in every bowl. I don't need to worry about that with Magic Spoon because it's high protein, low carb, and 0 grams of sugar in each serving. I know, it's hard to believe, but it also comes in 6 delicious flavors: frosted, fruity, cocoa, cinnamon, blueberry, and peanut butter. Plus, they've got limited edition flavors released throughout the year, like gingerbread or peaches and cream. So taste that magic of childhood all over again and get yourself some Magic Spoon cereal. Plus, take $5 off your order at checkout. All you got to do is insert the promo code Kingdom Team. That's right, Kingdom Team at checkout will get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com. That's magicspoon.com. Promo code Kingdom Team. The Disney list has arrived. This week, all about Walt Disney World holiday season must-dos. And the Disney list begins with our very own Katrina Menzone. Katrina, share with us some of your can't-miss must-dos when it comes to the Walt Disney World Resort during the Christmas season.
Just two.
Just two.
Just two?
Just two.
Yes.
Pick your top two.
Well, you can have 4,
That's
but you
so
take Tyler's away
hard.
from him.
What? Sorry.
Say again, what?
You can have 4, but you take away Tyler's.
Oh, that's
okay.
mean.
That works for me.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm a Grinch sometimes.
He is.
You're a mean one.
You're a mean
it's
one.
true.
Mr. Crouch.
I thought he was Tinseltown.
Tinseltown Tyler.
You got to get a little. I like the holidays. I'm not all Grinch.
He does.
I pretend I don't like it like the Grinch does. You
I
know
can
what
see the
mean?
sparkle in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see
Then
it.
he sees the tree and he's like,
I think I just mourn. I'm still mourning Halloween. You know what I mean? I think that's my thing.
That is tough.
oh,
Well,
geez, you had a month to mourn. Get
yeah,
over
we're,
it.
we're out of November, so hit the bricks.
I had like 2 days to mourn. You put that Christmas tree up like day after Halloween. So
It's officially the season.
Like literally morning of getting back from Florida. I was like, and can you get me this out of the garage? Thank you very much. Here we go.
Cue the tree.
Anyway, okay, so my first one is actually really fun, and it's kind of like a full day type of thing too. It's just going to Epcot and then seeing the Festival of the Holidays. It's actually really fun, and then you listen to all the Christmas music, and it's just so much fun at the World Showcase. And then I have Tyler and I have a favorite song when we go, and I forgot what it's called, like Mother Boy's Child or something. Mary's Boy Child. It's so fun, and it's just like da-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Yeah, it's really fun. That just like that. Yeah, as soon as you walk in, that's what
Hell
you
of a
hear.
tune.
It's great.
Yeah.
You grab and then you grab a beverage, and then you eat the foods. Then you go to the different countries and you learn about their culture and their traditions.
La Befana.
La Befana.
Look out.
And it's just so fun because then it's a learning thing for children since you're taking them out of school, obviously. So they have to learn. So you take them around while mom and dad have like a fun libation as they wander around learning about
Spiked
stuff.
eggnog.
Yep.
There we
or
go.
Sure.
hot buttered rum or what is it? Cojito? That what is it from Cuba? It's
I have
really
no idea.
yeah, isn't it?
Sounds
from
like I
Cuba?
get it at Taco Bell.
It's like a horchata, but
don't know.
not.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lib
Someone
Moss.
tell me what it is, because that was really good when I tried it over in I think it was in the Three Wise Men booth 2 years ago or a year ago or something. It was really tasty. They had the arepas and stuff. So yummy.
High quality.
I am an arepa person. Every time I see arepas, I have to have it. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, so definitely go to Epcot. Then when you're done walking around Epcot, you walk around the hotels.
Oh.
Because different hotels have gingerbread houses or gingerbread displays, and it's really, really fun, and it smells really yummy because I know they pipe in the smell, but it's really fun because they have like a carousel. Was it over at Yacht Club? And it's just really, really pretty. They have obviously they have the big gingerbread house you can buy gingerbread from inside and stuff. Over at the Grand Floridian, so that's always really fun. And then you can just grab like some snacks. Your kids can pick out some really fun, tasty snacks. And then they have one over at the Contemporary, which is really fun. And they also have a gluten-free cookie over there, and it has the 5-legged goat on it. I love it. So anyway,
Details.
yeah, it's really fun. I like died when someone sent it to me. They're like, "Hey, look, it's a gluten-free cookie. It has your favorite person on it." I was like, "Yes." So anyway, so those are my two
You
things.
crazy goat.
I know, it's really fun.
Oh, nothing like a Disney World Christmas trip, that's for sure. Garrett, we know you're quite the cookie monster around here. I'm not going to put a cookie in your mouth. I will let you speak. But when it comes to your must-dos at Christmas time, what's on your list?
So a while ago, I did the holiday Christmas cookie stroll around Epcot, and I like to make a joke to a lot of cast members and say like, hey, if you if you have any you got to throw away, I'll take them off your hands, or I'll take whatever you want to give me for free. And
they love
one
that.
time
I
I'd get
guarantee.
like,
I'm sure that is something they all adore.
Several of them laugh because I think they're okay.
Huh?
Don't no, because even if they laugh
What
at me,
kind of laugh is it though? They're like,
Is
if
it
they
a
laugh at me because I'm being dumb and they
Oh.
find it entertaining, then know what? I know how stressful the holidays can be out there, but
Sure.
I would get like 3 cookies at a time because they would give it to me, and then I'd be eating them. I'm like, I can't eat them all, and Ariel would be like, you don't have to eat them. I'm like, I don't, and she's like, no, and I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right, but as much as I love, the holiday cookies, that's not my number one. Has to be, I really have loved what Animal Kingdom has done with their transformation. The Merry Menagerie that they have with
I
all
love
the
that too.
puppeteered animals, and all they do on Discovery Island is just so cute and playful. I love it. They've got the cute lanterns there. At first, when I saw it, I was like, huh. But as the years have gone by and I see it more and more, I just think it's come more alive. Because for the longest time, Animal Kingdom didn't really do that much when it came to the holidays. So I love the Merry Menagerie. And then you've got the drummers, but at nighttime when the Tree of Life awakens and comes to life, I think those short little videos are just so entertaining and fun. And there's one about a cute little fox who doesn't have a family, but then all his friends come around and they decorate the tree.
Oh my gosh, with their opposable thumbs.
Yes. Don't question animals.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no. If
Grinch.
If a raccoon and a hummingbird can lead to the defeat of the British and Pocahontas, animals can do anything. Okay, Mr.
true.
Tinseltown.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, Animal Kingdom's decorations are just really great, and they even do some decorations over in Pandora. They got the Pandora menorah. Haha. But for me, the other thing, I always have loved Epcot during the holidays. Like, Epcot's International Festival holidays is just so magical. I love all the little stories, especially Barn Santa. He's my favorite one. He's just so whimsical and silly, and he just makes it all fun. I would have said, Illuminations holidays, but that doesn't exist anymore.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
But-
That was a
and I
great
would've
one, though.
Thanks
You're
a
right.
lot.
Yeah, because it Illuminations ends and then it just starts off with that boom, and then you see all the little fountain or like little fires in the water going off, all the sparklers.
What a
but yeah.
description.
Epcot.
Well, I think we did. Katrina and I did the dessert party for that one time, and
Yeah.
during the whole Christmas section,
Yeah.
there were so many fireworks, and it was just I think it's the best fireworks show I've ever seen. It was actually
Yeah.
astounding, and
Yeah.
literally smoke and soot and sparks like
And that
on
makes
our
it the
face.
best.
Oh,
So you
Like,
know
it-
it's good.
It burned
And
my eyes.
it
I
burned.
It's like that's
could
some
not.
high
But I
quality
loved it.
pyrotechnics right there.
I
You
loved
could
it though.
feel like the ash kind of falling on your skin, and you
Yeah.
can feel like a slight burn tingle. So great.
It was
I'm
so
immersed.
good.
I was like, oh god, my contacts, I can't see.
It
This
hurts
is
so good.
Fun.
That's how you know the magic's real. It's not CGI fireworks. But Epcot has always done a fantastic holidays, and I really like what they've done with Living with the Land. All like the Christmas
yes.
overlay there. I think it's simple, but it's a relaxing ride. You go there at night, you get to see the greens and the blues and the reds and all the pretty colors, and it's really, really nice. But I miss the old holiday traditions that they had, such as, the Spectacle of Dancing Lights, RIP.
Yeah, that was another.
R.I.P.
Ouch.
But yeah, Animal Kingdom's Discovery Island and Epcot in general, they pretty much knock it out of the park. I'm hoping as things get better with new leadership, that the parks become even better during the holiday season, because I love the holidays at the parks. It's just a magical time where everyone comes together. So
Christmas kite tails. Let's go.
no. Kite tails were great while they were there, and yeah,
A giant Santa just
Wow.
careening into
Plummeting,
the crowd, and
The
yeah.
Hindenburg.
Oh, perfect.
See, that
Here he
was Dopey.
comes!
That was Dopey leading the reindeer into the crowd
Oh,
right there.
I
gotcha.
thought that was Sleepy.
Now we know.
Oh, actually, honestly, probably was Sleepy.
And that barn Santa, where can he be found?
He can be found over in the Norway Pavilion. He does a great job. He's usually, he's been in 2 locations over time, but currently he is over by where Anna and Elsa meet. He steals all their thunder.
He does,
As he should.
as he says.
He does his little stick, boop,
Boop.
and, magic happens. I love it.
And Tyler, what tops your list? Disney World during the holidays. It's a special place. There's so much to do, so much to see. What do you like?
I think my number one is it's like I feel like it's not the biggest scaled up thing, but I still really enjoy it. It's just something about it brings a little warmth to me, I think, and that would be the Christmas tree trail at the Disney Springs.
Yes.
Because because I mean it's just
Can't
always
take
fun.
it back.
Nope.
Nope, sorry.
Can't take
That's
it back.
his.
That's mine now. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you kind of just mosey on through at your own speed. You can see everybody having like a great time taking photos, and like they have like, if you want some hot chocolate or something, they've got a couple little stands throughout, and the Snope will hit you every now and then. Love that fake snow. It's
Pure
so
magic.
good.
The
And,
high quality soap.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. And they just have such unique ideas for all these different Christmas trees. I mean, it's cool to see all of the different movies and things represented, and it's fun to kind of look through each Christmas tree and be like, oh, the Little Mermaid one, it's got like forks and excuse me, dinglehoppers.
There you
and,
go.
Yeah.
And it's got little starfish
Whatsits.
and who's a Whatsits, and so it's a very fun little experience that you don't even need to pay for, because it's just like right there and at Disney Springs, and you sail on in there and grab yourself a hot cocoa and enjoy the Christmas ornaments.
Strut your Christmas stuff
Exactly,
on down
yeah.
through Disney Springs.
That's definitely true. Yeah, go. See, this is why you really have to watch the show, audio listeners.
Yeah, you're
gotta-
missing out
you're
on
missing out on this.
Theatrics.
Yeah.
I think the Christmas tree trail has gotten better over the years, because I remember one year where it was in the back behind Earl of Sandwich, and you've got 20 trees just crammed, and there's
I
too
actually
many
liked
people.
that way. I didn't like it when
Oh.
they spread it out throughout Disney Springs, because I thought it
It's
was
like a
kind of
scavenger
like,
hunt now.
because it's always so busy at Disney Springs, but
Yeah.
there it was
Oh.
like a continuous line.
Yeah,
you
see,
just
that's-
keep on walking.
That's the way I
See,
like
I,
it.
I like
yeah.
the scavenger hunt because it's not as claustrophobic.
Oh, well,
Mm,
there's that.
I guess.
Debatable.
Their own.
I don't know. I feel like it was never really crowded when we went through the trail,
Yeah.
because they always held people out, and then they would like slowly let people in. Versus like you go to downtown Disney during like Christmas week at
Ah!
night. Good luck.
Yeah.
Not downtown Disney Springs. So I say
Disney
downtown
Springs,
Disney.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
So it's just really busy, and they like put it throughout. I mean, it's fun, but I liked it when
Yeah.
it was in the trail, like an actual trail.
Yeah. That's I guess I kind of honestly forgot that they don't do it like that
They
anymore.
redid it because of
So,
COVID. I think
Yeah,
they
hopefully they bring
repositioned
it back to the way
All
its
spread
former
out now.
glory. But
A lot more strutting on this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I will say for my second one here, I know we just brought up Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights, and how sad it is that that's gone. It really is. That is one of the honestly, like they take Splash Mountain away. This hit me in the heart when they took away Osborne. But I will say, despite that, we have some great decorations at Hollywood Studios still, and I think they are my favorite decorations of all of the parks because they just have this kind of classic feel to them that reminds me of, like, I don't know, the 50s or third. I don't even know.
Are you talking about Santa Gertie?
Yeah, I mean, and that whole lake area is just really nice. Sometimes I just like to go grab a bench, sit there, just kind of look at, like, the big ornaments floating in the water. Look at Santa Gertie, she looks like she's having a great time. And I just love all the, like, I think the lampposts, they have, like, decorations on them that remind me of, like, those classic, like, Coca-Cola, like, Santa Claus illustrations, you know what I mean?
That you find in, like, all the little villages people set up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that stuff is all great. And then to top it off, too, like, you can see Garrett was just looking at it right now. The Tower of Terror behind him is all Christmasified, and one of my favorite little details is when they have, like, little people up at the top, dancing around,
dancing on the
dancing
floor.
on the top floor, and
I
just
like it
think
when they do the little videos on there where you have, like, Swedish chefs on how to make a gingerbread house, and it just goes completely wrong, but it's so great.
I wouldn't have Swedish Chef any other way. Everything needs to go completely wrong with him. But I think the whole vibe of Hollywood Studios, it does well with the Hollywood thing and the classic, the classic ornaments and things. So I just really enjoy seeing Hollywood Studios during Christmas time.
Hollywood Studios elevated during Christmas time. That's for sure. And you let us know what's on your list when it comes to Walt Disney World during the holiday season. Christmas time fun, your must-dos. Throw it in the comments. All right, friends, that about wraps things up for us here today. We want to thank you for being a part of the broadcast. As always, a Merry Christmas to you as we move on through the December season. We will be back with you December 17th. December 17th will be our next broadcast, so keep that in mind. We will see you at that point. However, until then, we want to reward you for watching and listening. All you got to do to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug is head on over to this very video on our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Report on YouTube. Leave the phrase that pays this week, a Christmas fantasy. A Christmas fantasy is the phrase that pays. You have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to get yourself your very own mug. Enter to win. We'll reach out to you if you are the winner. And for all of us here at the Kingdom Report, we want to wish you a happy, jolly holiday season and a wonderful into your 2022. Hopefully 2023 will be even more spectacular. But again, we'll see you on December 17th. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you December 17th, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.